links to the feed so you can bring it up because that one's good.
All right. So, yep, we're live. As always, brought to you by Ian Huss, local mortgage guy. If you need any mortgage help, reach out to Ian. Awesome guy. I'm sure he's great to work with. All right, we got Randy on with us this week. Randy won the the Spring National Tournament at the MAB. Or where were you guys at this week?
We were at West.
West, sorry. Pulled it up. I had it up. So I guess let's just run through this real quick. So you guys beat Team Sting 18-8. Anything stick out in that game?
No, not really. I remember them being a tougher team last year. Looked like maybe they had some pickups. I don't know. I thought it would be a tougher game.
Gotcha.
Nothing really stands out for that game. It's just, the first game, I think it was 8 a.m.
Yeah, so it looks like 18-8. Nice win.
It started off kind of slow, kind of close, and then I guess we just pulled away.
Then you guys beat Relentless Reloaded 24-22. Tight one there.
That was a tough game.
Okay.
They I guess she's got some good players this year. And we don't play good in the wind. It doesn't seem. It was real windy that morning. They had a few balls drop because of the wind, but I mean they were hitting it really good. I think they went up a run or two on us actually. We scored 5. They scored 5. We scored 5. They scored 5. I think we scored 6. I think they went up a run, but we ended up. I mean that was might have been the toughest game of the day actually.
Looks like it was a tight one.
Yeah, it was. Nothing really sticks out there other than a lot of runs. And they have. She's got a lot of young kids now. Then they hustle and they keep playing. They don't give up.
And then we looks like you got TCS Arch Design 15-5. They've been playing well this year. How did they go?
Well, started off close. I think they were up 5, maybe 5-2, 5-3 or something. Then the first baseman, said something. I don't know, and that I guess lit us up, and it was over from there. That's a game. Jimmy Williams hit Tony Moser that game, and I don't know. He felt bad. Everybody felt bad, but
Tony Moser's with TCS now.
He was pitching with them. That's actually our first time we played them this year. So we played them a lot last year. I think that was actually their first WSL tournament.
Okay. Their pitcher was the one that got hit in the head, so maybe he's filling in, or I'm not sure if he's full time or not.
Well, they brought the other guy in. I don't remember his name, but the guy with the gray beard, and he throws some good pitches. I mean, he had definitely a different look, but I think we were up 15-5 by the time they switched, and it was over from there.
It was a wrap.
Yeah. We were just hitting the ball all day. You have those days sometimes where you just, you're feeling it. Things are going right.
And then another tight one, 15-14 over OTF.
Yeah. So that game, we were waiting around for that game. We had waited a few hours, and we were all my guys were laying in the grass, sleeping, taking a nap, not ready for the game. I was yelling at them, "Get up! Come on, we got to get ready." They didn't think so. So I want to think OTF was up 8-0 on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a battle. That was a tough game, and they only had I think 10, maybe 11 players the whole day. So they were up. Then we took the lead. We were up by I think maybe 2 or 3 going into the 7th, and they had tying run on second base, and we squeaked it out. So it was definitely a tough one though. Whenever we play them, normally it's tough. We always battle. They got some stubborn players that just don't give up.
Scrappy.
Scrappy,
They've
yeah.
always been scrappy.
Right.
Was Tyler one of the ones taking a nap?
Tyler Lawless was asleep. Tyler McCarthy, you know,
Can't be saying all
he's
day for taking a nap.
yeah, he's our guy. Tyler McCarthy's usually our leader out there. So, and then during the game, we're all sitting down in the dugout, and I don't know. We were playing really good that day. Maybe they just thought it was going to be an easy win, but it definitely wasn't.
And then it looks like you polished them off in the finals, 20-2.
Oh yeah. So I had a nice conversation with him after the first game. So
Your team?
yeah, let
Okay.
him know that we didn't want to start off the same way.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that one was it was over the first inning probably. I
Okay.
think we were up 14-1 in the first.
Well, nice run. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Rhino, I don't want to keep this spewing. Is there anything you wanted to talk to Randy about here?
No, you you guys been playing well back-to-back weekends now after slow start in U-Trip GSL. It looks like you guys found your niche in WSL.
Yeah.
I want to talk about what's the difference in your team in WSL versus what you guys do in U-Trip GSL.
Well, I mean, the past couple of years we played well in GSL. I don't really care for U-Trip much, but GSL, the hitter. But this year we started off. A lot of guys had family stuff going on, kids soccer. So the first few outings we really didn't have full team. I mean, we got 20, 23 guys, but sometimes it's the right group. You're missing people in positions. People playing out of position. So I don't really know. I mean, we played three GSL tournaments to start the year. Didn't do very well in any of them. So I guess just not having a full crew there. That's all I can think of. But we've always preferred WSL. Mostly because tournaments tend to be one day. We would get to in years past, all my guys worked at DHL, half of them, so we'd get to Sunday and have no players because they all got to be at work. So we kind of migrated towards WSL a little bit because of that. I don't know. Free foul. I like the free foul over the hitter. That's just me though.
Yeah, I like the free foul when I'm hitting. When I'm pitching, I hate the free foul.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, WSL has a couple. You get a runner for the pitcher. And you can pitch. You don't have to get in the rubber. So, I mean, there's a few things. That kind of protects the pitcher a little more because you do got a free foul, and he can keep his gear on, not have to worry about running. Yada yada yada. I don't know. We've just always. I mean, we didn't play any GSL probably for 5 years when we first started. So, didn't know anything about it.
Now, are you guys planning on going to Panama?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. We always go to Panama, so we try to focus on WSL, even though you go to Panama and you're playing, college baseball teams or something. In the E-Rec.
Yeah, WSL's tough.
Yeah, especially once you get down there, it's really you don't know who you're playing.
Who was your MVP for the last tournament?
This past one, Jimmy Williams. Jimmy's a guy we picked up. He's good buddies with Brian Ernst, who played with for a long time. And then Jimmy was playing with I don't know what the name of that team was. Tommy Courtney and those guys. I don't know. I can't think of it. But and they folded. So Jimmy was looking for somewhere, and we're good buddies with him. So we brought him on, and I mean, he's a good hitter. Probably one of our most consistent hitters so far this year.
You bring anybody else on this year? New?
We brought a couple guys, the guys' friends. We generally only bring people on like that are buddies, with someone on the team. But we brought Devin Johnson. He came from Nasty Boys. He was playing with them. And I don't really know what happened there, but he wanted to come play with us. He's good friends with Max on our team, and I mean he's been probably our best hitter so far this year. I mean, he brings a lot of excitement to the team, a lot of energy. He's a high energy kid. I mean, you've seen it, Rhino, that game we played the week before. That's Tristan's cousin. So
Never would have guessed that.
yeah, right. Yeah, you can see that that hypeness runs in the family, I guess. But yeah, he's really, I mean, helped us out. I mean, a lot of times the reason we play well is because we have good chemistry and we're having fun. So he's definitely brought some of that with him.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a little out there, likes to have fun. I mean, you hate it when he's on the other team, but when that kind of guy's on your team, you love it. So
do you have two teams now? Do you have like an upper and a lower team, or how's that?
Tyler McCarthy and Jeremy Hoover are running, I would guess, a lower team. I don't know. They started off actually a lot better than we did. I think they placed in their first two tournaments. They started off really good. Kind of dropped a little bit now. 'Cause we stole a couple of their players, so maybe we shouldn't have done that. But I don't know if that was the intent for that team or what. But Jeremy Hoover, he's running that team. He does a pretty good job.
Good. And then how long have you guys been around? I don't think people realize how long the 8's have been around. So
oh man,
I remember playing you guys at River Shore.
Yeah, we started at River Shore, and one thing, 2010, and we probably played leagues for 3 or 4 years before our first tournament. I think we got beat like 100-1 by the Covington Moose. So that was probably our first introduction to tournaments, and we were like, oh man, this ain't for us. But probably 3 or 4 years after that, we started playing tournaments, and it was a process to figure it out. I mean, we were just a bunch of buddies playing softball together. We didn't know what the heck's going on. We were playing these guys. When we first started, I actually pitched. I pitched this game, and this same dude hit me twice. I was like, oh, hey, get me out of here. So yeah, so since around 2010, we played our first game on one of those backfields at River Shore. That was our very first game. We actually won. We thought we were great, and then we lost like 10 in a row. So.
Yeah, I remember playing you guys. You guys you'd always battle.
Yeah, we had fun back then. I mean, it's just a bunch of guys, hanging out. I loved River Shore though. That was a good place.
Fun. Do you remember me from back then? You might not.
What's that?
Do you remember me from back then?
I remember the team.
The Scared Hitless?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
A few of those guys still played for a while and still wore those jerseys.
Do they?
I mean, not super recently, but maybe 5 years ago or so. I'd see a couple of them around.
Yeah. Well, congrats on the win.
Thanks,
Rhino,
sir.
did you have any more questions for Randy?
No, man, you got a good product, man. Congratulations. Keep them guys under control. Don't let them nap in between tournament games.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Are you guys playing this weekend?
We're taking this weekend off.
Okay.
Actually, I've seen one of the topics about going down to Louisville. We're thinking about going down there for one of those One Nation tournaments.
Okay.
Clay keeps tagging us or mentioning us in the video. So.
Oh yeah, he was giving you guys tons of love, talking about how great you were. So.
Right. Maybe he's just trying to butter us up to get down there and take our money.
Yeah, probably.
We'll talk. I'm going to get to that a little later.
Right. We've been down there. So we used to go down to Louisville, a couple times a year, but every time it just be something crazy. We went down, like the last time we went down, I think it was GSL or something. And Kentucky's, doesn't have a lot of whatever, but I think we played the Buffet boys, and they were the number one team in the state. We were number two as far as points, and we played each other in the first round at 8 a.m. I'm like, what's going on here? We shouldn't be playing each other at 8 a.m. in the first round. So it's always kind of seemed like, I don't know, things get a little weird down there sometimes. So I don't know.
You just brought up one of my points.
All right, well, have at it.
All right, Randy. Anything else you wanna talk about before we let you have the rest of the way?
No, not really. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you coming on. Wasn't too bad, was it?
No, not too bad. Not too bad.
Okay.
Hey, I do have one thing, man. Tell Danny Jenkins he's only got to tag you one time on that post, and we'll see it, man. He don't need to do it 4 and 5 times.
Every week whenever we have a good week, they're like, oh, they're gonna put you on a podcast. I'm like, shut up. I'm not a podcast guy.
Now you are.
Now I am. Now I'm famous.
All right. Appreciate it. Talk to you
All right,
later.
guys. Thanks.
Congrats, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Randy Barrett, 88's, been around forever. Played him, I guess is that 15 years ago now, I guess?
We're old, man. Been around a long time.
I feel it. So before we go all the way out of this, Henny Gang wins the rec. Oh no, press the wrong button. So they're hot right now.
Double dip, I believe.
Well, let me pull it up and look. Let's see. Man, this freaking thing. I like WCL. I just don't love their website sometimes. Yeah, it looks
So
like
my only issue with the WSL brackets is if you look at the way they have the drop down from the winner's bracket to the loser's bracket, they have it backwards. Like the top part, if you lose to somebody in like the semifinals, if they lose the next game, you run into them again, where they should be put in a different part of the bracket.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
Gotcha.
It's something very minor, but it's aggravating to me.
So yeah, it looks like Henny Gang. Wow. Kind of rolled through that losers bracket. Double dip for the win. Congrats. We'll have to have him on 1 week.
Yeah, I saw Quentin Loveless was the MVP, so congratulations to him.
Yep. So good run, guys. The D, I don't even think we had any local teams in it. Or maybe we did. Oh, Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger Fitness. I'm pleasantly surprised with how well they played last weekend. I thought they would get rolled in D, and they came out and won a couple games. So
they were really tough in D last year. They beat us a few times. Nice run. Oh, EOS as well. That's who Tiger Fitness beat in the losers bracket. Okay. D&D wins it. Congrats to them. And then we'll go on quickly to the whatever this tournament was. USSSA Spring Nationals / Rings.
Where was that at?
Columbus, Indiana. I didn't even know this tournament existed. But most of our C teams went. So it's kind of a Cincinnati tournament in some ways. Steve's ends up winning it, staying hot. Congrats to them. And then D.
Was Days up there?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I heard Clay talking about something like they wouldn't let 3 of his guys play or 2 of his guys play or something. They had to put 9 guys.
I heard they had some conference guys not on the roster that were there.
Okay.
That's what I was told. If that's true or not, I don't know. I didn't look into it too much, but that's what I heard. So yeah, that would make you illegal, and you can't play those guys. That makes sense, at least to me, if that's what happened. Yeah, Mo loses his first 2 games and makes it all the way to the final. One of those 3-game guarantees.
Gotta love that.
Yep. And then the D, we had Soul Bros go out there. They went 1 and 2, and then so we got by the E. I don't recognize anybody. Oh, That's what I want to talk about. Crosley. Crosley wins the E.
Greatest team ever assembled.
Greatest E team ever. They are ranked second in the nation. I'm sure we'll hear more from them.
They're almost the tallest midget. Congratulations.
All right, and then next week we got the GSL Spring State Tournament, or is it just a state? Just a state tournament. Okay, GSL State Tournament. This tournament has bumped my teams, I think, 3 or 4 times. Stopped playing it for a while for that reason, but it is always a nice tournament. Are you guys in this week?
We are not. We had a couple more injuries this past weekend, so we are very, very shorthanded. So we decided to take the weekend off. I am actually umpiring the E, so it'll give me a chance to see some of them guys. And so don't yell at me too much this weekend, guys.
You couldn't do the C this week?
He asked me if I could do the E, and I said, yeah, that's fine. I thought he'd do the C with me, but he did not. So I think you guys got Dave Lovelace and those guys.
Dave usually does a pretty decent job.
Yeah, I like Dave.
So who do you like in the C this week? You got Rio Styles, which is the old Wahoos, Steve's Elite, us, my team, Sportsco, Corrupt, Tiger Fitness, Days, and Syndicate.
I'm gonna go Tiger Fitness again. I'll keep picking them until they win one for me.
I'll go with Steve's. Obviously hot. We have a chance to play in the second round if things go well for us and them. So we'll be out there.
These guys you're welcome for me not picking you. That means you'll probably win again.
I was hoping you would. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed we're not at MAB, but that's okay. I haven't got to play there yet this year, I don't think. The D.
So before you go any farther, so the new Pick'em challenge. So what I have, well, not me, but my lovely fiance did a lot of hard work, and she is inputting every bracket C, D, and E into this link that I'm going to send out tomorrow. And you fill it out just like March Madness. You click who you think is going to win. It automatically puts it there. Winners, losers bracket that keeps track of points. You'll be able to log in and see. I'll have all the information on the Facebook page tomorrow. It'll be live, and then you'll have up until an hour before game starts Saturday morning to put it in. You and I need to decide how are we going to award this individually for C, D, and E? Are you want to combine them? How do you want to work it?
I would say combine them.
Okay, so if you enter, you've got to fill out a bracket for each division. Most cumulative points total will win. When you fill out the bracket, just make sure that you put your name on the entry form so I know who it is. Don't make up some nickname, Nighthawk 45 or something like that, because I have no idea who that is.
Sounds good. Who won last week? So
my brother, Riley, won because he had 2 of the 3 winners last weekend.
Okay.
Which put him 1 point ahead of Dan Robinson.
Ooh, okay.
So
I have Riley from here?
No, I'm not. We ain't buying him shit. Fuck him.
Okay. All right. So we got Kraken, TCS, Resistance, Nasty Hooks, Berta Boys, New Wave, the Woodpeckers, Queen City Kings. Have they played yet this year?
I saw the record. I think they played in 1 tournament.
Okay. EOS, Mafia, the Boys, Quality Tire, Soul Bros, Sticks, Pitch Me One, The Funk, OSC, RTS, Players, Born and Raised, Suspects, Heat, Shockers, Nasty Boys, Mayhem, Nephews, Wellman, Odd Sox.
It's a great field.
Yeah, it's hard to believe there's that many more D teams and C teams, but that's why. I was told to tell you that the Nephews picked up Izzy, just so you have your knowledge for the picks. They wanted you to know.
Okay, I'm still not picking the Nephews. So
who you got? Who you like?
I'm gonna take Donnie Brewer and the Boys.
The Boys. Okay. I'll go with EOS this week. So good luck to everybody playing. Good luck to the nephews plus Izzy, and hopefully I see some of you guys out there. And then the E, we got Relentless Reloaded, Apex, Miami Valley Anarchy, Queen City Bucks, Smoking Aces, The Flock, Queen City Slammers, Moonshiners, The Zoo, Well Aware, Warriors, Hooligans, Part-Time Athletes, Empire, Odie, Dark Waters, Smokies, Black Bear Roofing, F Cancer, and First and 10. All day apparel. Who do you like?
I'm going to refrain from picking on this one so I don't get accused of favoritism for this one. But I do have someone in mind, and I will let you know how they do next week.
Okay. All right, I'll go with Dark Waters. I'm going to jinx them after they've been playing well. All right, so that's Spring State, and then, so I guess let's get to it. So, why don't teams go to Louisville and Lexington? So where did this come from? Was this a topic from Clay?
So I know, well, both Clay and then the other guys got the greatest E team ever assembled. He came on and said that teams from Cincinnati are scared to come out of their comfort zone and go down there and play good competition and this and that. And Clay made a post yesterday basically inviting Cincinnati teams to come down to his shootout tournament, which I get what Clay's doing. He's trying to promote his tournament. I'm not going to fault him for that. I like Clay a lot. I think he does a great job promoting. He's a great sponsor. He's got some great teams. But the simple answer on why Cincinnati teams don't travel outside of Cincinnati often, because we don't have to. Like it or not, Cincinnati is the hotbed for softball around here. We've got 4 parks, counting Kitten Lakes, that I know every weekend they're going to do whatever they possibly can to have us playing. You go any D&E tournament, you got between 12 and 24 teams. Now it's a little watered down in the C, so I could see why a C team would want to travel down to Lexington to go from a 6-team tournament to maybe a 12-team tournament. But for D&E teams, the competition is here. We have a different winner every weekend. So it's not, Cincinnati doesn't, you're beating the, no, the same team's not winning every weekend. The only team that's winning every weekend is the team down in Louisville or Lexington, wherever those guys are from. Now, if you've won 5 tournaments before May, that tells me one of 2 things. Either you're not playing anybody, which that's false because they travel all over the place and they've beaten everybody they played, or B, 2, you're probably too competitive for that level and it's time to step up, time to play something different. You're probably too good to be an E team. Now, I think he came back and said they're 9-2 against D teams or whatever. Well, okay, play D. And then the whole, well, you need to play better competition to get ready for Worlds. If that's the case, go play C. Go play C the rest of the year to get ready for your Worlds when you go down to E. But nobody wants to do that because they don't want to get beat every weekend.
Right.
So, and then the simple answer for me why I don't want to go to Lexington. The last time I went to Lexington, I got down there at 8 o'clock in the morning. NSA Super World or something crazy. Ended up winning it. Get off the field at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I got to drive an hour and a half home. So it's a lose-lose for me because if I go down there and my team sucks, I'm pissed because we suck and I got to drive an hour and a half back home. If we win it, I'm there all day. I get to enjoy my win for 10 minutes, and I'm pissed off I got to drive an hour and a half back home.
How are the fields down there? I've never been.
So, I mean, when we played down there, we didn't play on the I guess they redid the complex down in Lexington. When I was down there, it wasn't anything special. The infields are cut short, which I like. It feels like there's just holes everywhere. I hate big infields where you can play as deep as possible. I feel like you can't get a hit. I'm a mental midget, apparently. But it was a field. I mean, I heard they got turf down there at some of them complexes now, which is fantastic. But I mean, eventually one of the parks in Cincinnati is going to get turf. That they're going to have to, and then everybody will want to play up here again.
In Louisville, I've never been to either, to be honest. And I don't know why.
So I don't even know if I played in Louisville. I've been to New Albany, Indiana.
Okay.
But I don't think I've ever been to that Tom Sawyer Park. But another thing, when you go out of town, you never know. I know here what the directors are going to be legit, and what they have as the rules are going to be the rules. You go out of town, I don't know seating wise whether they were corrupt, whether they did this, whether they did that. I have no idea. I know the directors here are legit, and they're gonna. I mean, they get a lot of crap, which is a thankless job.
Yeah.
But I think they do a good job.
Yeah, I do too. All sanctions, all directors around here do a pretty good job.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I know that Bill March, Nikki, and Dave, they're all going to do everything they possibly can to get the fields ready to make sure that we play.
Yeah.
So you go out of town in Lexington, and I don't know. I haven't been down there in years, but I don't know whether they have a great grounds crew, whether if it rains they're going to keep playing, or whether you're wasting your time.
So for like Dayton, I scheduled like 2 or 3 tournaments in Dayton, and then they all got rained out. And we played in Cincinnati those weekends. And that's so I was like, okay, well, I'm done, right? Because you can't. Once you get rained out there and they're playing here, there's nothing you can do about it. You kind of feel stupid. So I kind of gave up on that. That's why I've never been back. Columbus is turf, so no worries there. So,
no, I think Donnie and Crewy do a good job on trying to make sure that people play in Dayton, and I think they do a good job maintaining those fields. And isn't one of them turf, that Action Sports?
It is. I'm referring to back when they were playing at the public park.
Right, with Kettering and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Because that was all public, and if the guys didn't want to work on the fields, they wouldn't, because it was just government, right? So I wasn't blaming them. It was just the situation. So yeah, okay. So Clay called us out saying we don't leave town.
He didn't necessarily call us out, but he mentioned the competition thing, where you want to play better competition and this and that, and to a point I agree, but we have the competition's here in the C. There's five competitive C teams here. There may be 2 down there.
All right.
So the competition's here. We don't need to go anywhere for competition. The competition's here.
Right. Yeah. So they got Days, and do they have another C team, or is that it?
Buffet Boys is C, I think.
Buffet Boys. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't travel if I don't have to, because it means cost, and it's hard enough to get guys to show up here, right?
Right.
So, but sounds good. Is there anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Relentless Reloaded. I was impressed with how well they played last weekend. OTF was I didn't think OTF was going to be as good as they were last year, and they definitely proved me wrong. They played really well this past weekend. Danny Lovelace was lights out on the mound. He shut teams down. Jesse Moore, Jesse Moore, they put him in the middle. They put him at first base. They put him at third. He played fantastic all weekend. So shout out to him. They won't ever go away. They're going to be in every game they play, and they're going to let you know about it.
Oh yeah. I watched them play primetime last year, and they were giving them hell. Just same thing they do to everybody else. So they don't care who you are.
So another thing, that's this OD team. I think they're in the E this weekend.
Yeah,
they're going to be a tough out in the U Trip E. They're good. They can hit the ball pretty well. We played them in WSL, and they went up 14-4 on us like it was nothing.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I got to check out some games this week. We start a little bit later, so I'll go up there and watch a few and try to catch a few key games. We'll try to find you. You know what field you're on?
I believe I'm on field 2, starting at 12:20.
Okay.
At MAB. So.
Oh, okay, MAB. So I won't see you then.
Yeah.
All righty then. Well, I guess we'll talk to you next time.
All right, man. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks. See you.
Yep, later.